Again, I'm going to be talking about several of these people that I actually know, actually used to like, actually used to respect. Jim Trotter would be at the top of the list. Never had a crossword with Jim Trotter the entire time we worked together in the sports media. He covered the San Diego Chargers. He was one of the great NFL reporters covering the Chargers. Had a bunch of respect for Jim Trotter. And then Jim Trotter fell down that victimhood rabbit hole that everybody's racist and against me, and I want to ask Roger Goodell questions about diversity within the NFL network, and I want to challenge Roger Goodell publicly, and it got him capped and fired and run out of the business. And now he's suing the NFL, or sued, and then eventually I think settled the NFL for racial discrimination and blah, blah. And somehow he's retired from the sports media, but he's still on the Pro Football Hall of Fame selection committee. And Jim is a race idolater. And Bill Belichick is a Trump supporter. He's an old white man. He's someone people are jealous of. He's again. You got the Spygate, Deflategate, but when you start looking for motives of like, why would people participate in the conspiracy to embarrass Bill Belichick? Well, there's a whole bunch of different motives. And for black people, oh, he's a Trump supporter. He must be racist. Oh, he's an old white man. He must be racist. Oh, he cheated. Oh, this is my chance to hold a white man accountable for his sins. So Jim Trotter, a capo, a captain in this army or this syndicate that Robert Kraft has put together. Ron Borges. And me and Ron Borges have a long history, and for the most part, I like Ron Borges. Very good, ballsy sports writer. But his time in this industry has expired. He's been demanded as the newspaper industry collapsed and the print media collapsed. His career collapsed. Ron Borges is from Boston. And he's potentially someone, again, when you think about who could Robert Kraft get his hooks into, who would be willing to listen to Robert Kraft's narrative, who would be willing to go, well, we can put Bill in next year and put Bob Kraft in this year so they don't have to share the spotlight, and Bob Kraft will be happy, and maybe Bob Kraft can support whatever media endeavors I'm now involved in. Because I think there's three guys, yeah. There was a Talk of Fame network that Ron Borges, Rick Gosselin, and Clark Judge. When you go look at their credentials for why they're involved with the Pro Football Hall of Fame, these are guys that in their day were big-time celebrated sports writers. But over the last decade, as the print media has gone away, Ron Borges, Rick Gosselin, and Clark Judge started something called the Talk of Fame Network. And that's listed as their credentials for being on the Pro Football Hall of Fame selection committee. Well, that podcast hasn't put out anything since 2019. It's a defunct podcast network. And I don't want to say these guys are broke because I don't know that and probably don't believe it. But they're not as financially viable as they used to be. And so when you're a multi-billionaire like Robert Kraft, you want financially vulnerable people that you can exploit. Don't put the updated one up yet. I see the updated one up, but don't put that up yet. Let's keep the old one up because I do have some new information. I got confidential informants everywhere. cooperating informants everywhere. And so since I've been getting new information. Once I got on the trail of this, I've been getting new information, and we got other people involved. You know what? Put the new updated one up. I'm sorry. Put the new updated one up. You've talked me into it, Luke. You see over in the right-hand corner, little Asian dude, Pablo Torre, Mike Florio. According to my confidential sources, we've had to update my Kraft family syndicate. And Pablo Torre and Mike Florio, new suspects that we're investigating that could be at the top, the very top. They could be capo types or even underboss types in this Kraft family syndicate in terms of people that Bob Kraft has been working with over the past year and a half, past 2 years, to diminish Bill Belichick's reputation. Mike Florio with ProFootballTalk.com. Pablo Torre has the emerging popular podcast, Pablo Torre Finds Out, where he's dropping all these news nuggets. And all that means is he's connected to some billionaire who's feeding him information and who is helping finance what he's doing. Again, I'm the bad guy. I'm going to be added. If I'm not already on Robert Kraft's list, I'll now be added to Robert Kraft's list, another billionaire who hates my guts and who will do anything in his power to silence people like me, because I don't care. I don't want to be friends with them. I don't want them financially supporting me, because I just want to follow the truth wherever it leads. And the truth here about Bill Belichick is there is a large syndicate of people that participated at the behest, and they may not even know they were being influenced by Robert Kraft, but they just got caught up in the whirlwind and this movement to undermine Bill Belichick at the behest of Robert Kraft. Because Robert Kraft justifiably, like, man, I've been to 11 Super Bowls, because he's going to one now. And Jerry Jones is in the Pro Football Hall of Fame, and I'm not. And y'all keep denying me. And I want to go in this year in 2026, and I don't want to share the spotlight with the head coach that I now hate, Bill Belichick. And so I think he needed 80%. There's 50 votes for the Hall of Fame. You need 80%. You need 40 of the votes. And people are saying, so there's at least 11 people. I think there's 25 people that sat around and said, yeah, we'll put Belichick in next year, under the justification of Spygate, Deflategate, and Jordan Hudson, and he supported Trump, or he's an old white man, and we get to fight the power and stand up to an old white man, and we don't like Bill Belichick. He was rude to us. He didn't give us good answers. And so whatever the justification is, Bob Kraft sprinkled enough money around and supported enough of the right people to get that conversation going in the room, knowing that Bill Polian and Tony Dungy, the strongest voices in that room, would not object at the very least, and might even wink, wink, nod, nod. Hey, yeah, let's go along with it. And so the only person, there's a few people on this list that, I really do like and respect. Shireen Williams is another one. She actually works for Florio on ProFootballTalk.com last night. I really have a lot of respect for her. But any woman I'm suspicious of as it relates to Bill Belichick. And it's because of that 24-year-old sugar baby of his. Women don't like it. And I don't blame them. And could I see them holding that against Bill Belichick? Absolutely. I've seen reports where the few of the Mary Kay Cabot, Lindsey Jones, Shireen Williams, I saw some report where someone said, hey, they're all on the record that they voted for Bill Belichick. I'm not buying it. I need more proof. It's like that. I looked into that Lindsey Jones, who's got really, really weak credentials to be on the Pro Football Hall of Fame deal. And she put out some tweets that left the impression that she voted for Bill Belichick, but it wasn't strong enough for me. There was a window in that because she said, I'm stunned or I was shocked he didn't make it. But it to me, from what I saw, you guys correct me if I'm wrong, it wasn't some bold declaration of, yeah, I voted for Bill Belichick and these idiots that didn't, blah, blah, blah. The only person that has basically come out, because again, anybody black on the committee, I'm suspicious of, just keeping it real. And that includes James Lofton, the former wide receiver for the Buffalo Bills and the Green Bay Packers, who's in the Hall of Fame. Suspicious of Calvin Watkins, who I used to like when I was hardcore in the sports writing business. And I got no reason to dislike Calvin Watkins now, but black, gets caught up in that woke garbage and could be talked into, yeah, let's punish Bill Belichick. Darrell Ledbetter, me and Darrell about basically the same age, OG, but Darrell just keeping it real, racial idolater. Jared Bell's the only one that I've seen come out with a strong statement of like, yeah, I voted for Belichick, and we need full transparency here on who didn't. Don't, because basically you're making us all look bad. I buy what Jared Bell is saying. And that's why I consider he's a cooperating informant. But the rest of these people, all under suspicion. And there may be additional names we add to this syndicate sheet. Lisa Salters, you could knock me over with a feather if she voted for Bill Belichick. Black, female, lesbian, no dice. She did not vote for Belichick. What's the Indiana Fever's coach name that she's dating? Stephanie White. Fits the profile of somebody that would have a problem with Bill Belichick. And look, say I'm profiling, I'm being discriminatory, I get it. But I'm not throwing common sense out the window. I'm just not. Lisa Salters is a street soldier in that LGBTQIA plus alphabet mafia silent P movement. She is a soldier. Bill Belichick with that 24-year-old sugar baby, and Bill Belichick with that old school white man patriarchal leadership, Lisa Salters got no problem stabbing Bill Belichick in the back. But let's keep the main thing the main thing. These are all suspects. These are all people you should be concerned about. But we know who the crime syndicate leader is, and it's Robert Kraft.